Out of nowhere, Valve announced 3 big new pieces of hardware, marking probably the first time Valve ever did anything in threes. And obviously one of the biggest highlights is the long-rumoured Valve console, officially called the Steam Machine, though I prefer the term Steam Cube, or as Twitter already calls it, the Gabe Cube. Whatever the name, this black box is finally that big console that could, in theory, compete against other big guys in the home console space. So will it? Well, looking at the specs itself, it is a mixed bag. Just like with the Steam Deck, Valve partnered up with AMD to provide all the silicon for this, which they say will be 6 times as powerful as the handheld. And it's going to be running 6 Zen 4 cores, which will boost up to 4.8 GHz with a 30W maximum TDP, while in terms of the GPU, we'll be getting 28 compute units and 8 GB of VRAM. So basically just a 7600M, which gives us a pretty good idea of what the performance will look like. And obviously the internet screeched in a way that only the internet can when they found out that it's only going to have 8 GB of video memory. Though of course a large part of it is also going to come down to the price, which we don't know yet. In fact, the only thing we do know is that it's coming out in 2026. And while the V-Box will come with SteamOS by default, just like with the Steam Deck, you can just put Windows on it if you want better compatibility with games than all of the other Windows features, given how it is pretty much just a small mini PC, which is kind of a big trend right now when looking at stuff like the Framework Desktop and the plenty of mini PC vendors I see at trade shows, which makes the whole question of if it's worth it or not kind of difficult to answer, because while with something like the Steam Deck, it's not something you can kind of build yourself. With a mini PC, yeah, you can totally do something of those dimensions that will beat the Steam Station in terms of performance, not to mention that you get all of the benefits of customization and upgradability that you get with a normal PC. And that gives this and a lot of other similar devices kind of an identity crisis, because what on earth are they for? If they are supposed to be more of a desktop replacement, then you can totally go for something much bigger that will have a lot more power, while if it's supposed to be more of a console you can just use in your living room, then there are already ways to harness the power of your PC to do that. But if you don't want to deal with the headaches of that and just have something that works, then it's still going to be a kind of expensive investment for that, regardless of the price. Though again, the other home consoles nowadays are also kind of expensive, so it looks like there's a good reason for this to exist after all. But I want to hear your guesses. How much do you think this thing is going to cost? Let me know down in the comments below, and let's see who's going to be the closest. And you know what's always a great deal? Our Patreon, because even a single $1 month truly goes a long way, and this December all $10 tier patrons will be getting a special Christmas card. Plus huge thanks to Gavin Burns, Justin Rage, Alan Fronyak, Balash Roka, Not a Pseudonym, Meg Sumner, and Sheen Ulcroft. But anyway, that's all it's. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, then remember to subscribe, like, whatever, and I'll see you all in whatever I make next. Goodbye everyone. Goodbye.